Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Another episode of Seahawks Now. What is up, guys? I'm repping the Mariners today. Big game 5 coming up. But we are talking Seahawks, guys. We're talking about JSN. We're talking about what position we need the most, and we're talking about should we trade for a tight end? Is it possible? And if so, who are some options there? But I want to start with JSN. We were meant to talk about this earlier in the week, and I got sidetracked with a whole other thing about the DVOA thing, which is great. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, he is quickly asserting himself as one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL, and we have to talk about this. We have to. This guy has been electric. He has been so good for this team, and the more you look at the numbers, the more impressive it gets. Because I think we all think who are the top receivers in the league? It's Jamar Chase, it's Justin Jefferson, it's Puka Nacua, and right now, JSN, not only is he in the discussion, he is outplaying almost everybody right now in this league. Right now, JSN is 5th place in receptions. He has 34 receptions. He is 3rd among receivers. Only Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown have more from the receiver position. He's also trailing Christian McCaffrey, a running back, and Jake Ferguson, a tight end. In yards, he is currently at 2nd place with 534 yards. He's one of 2 receivers who are currently averaging more than 100 yards per game. The only other guy to do that, Puka Nacua on the Rams, who's at 588. 2 touchdowns, not a whole lot. That's the funny thing is some of these receivers are already at 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. Doesn't have a lot of touchdowns yet, but I think those will come. How about this? 20-yard receptions. JSN leads the league with 10. 2nd place is Emeka Egbuka, fellow Ohio State receiver, and then Tet McMillan down in Carolina. Both of them have 9. How about 40-yard receptions? Again, it is JSN. He has 4 40-yard receptions. He's the only guy with more than 2. So a lot of guys have 2. Nobody even has 3. JSN has 4 40-yard receptions, almost averaging 1 40-yard play per game. That is insane. His longest is 53. He has 24 first downs. That is 3rd best behind Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka Nacua. The crazy thing is that his yards per reception is insane. I mean, he only has 34 receptions, 534 yards. The quick math there, 534 divided by 34, he is averaging 15.7 yards per reception. Puka Nacua, on the other hand, the only guy with more yards, Puka Nacua is only averaging 11.3. So yes, Nacua does have more yards. He has way more receptions. And so what Nacua is doing is, he's going across the field on slants and on hook routes. What JSN is doing is he's going down the field and he's catching every ball that is thrown to him. It is electric, and it's amazing. I mean, if you look at the PFF position grades, who is number 1? It's Puka Nacua. Who's number 2? Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then there at number 3 is JSN. And right now, looking at the position grades, looking at PFF, Sam Darnold, number 2 quarterback. JSN, number 3 wide receiver. Your running back, Kenneth Walker, he's currently rated as the number 1 running back in all of football. And by the way, A.J. Barner right now, he's the number 2 graded tight end in all of football. So, again, does PFF matter all that much? I don't know. I don't know if it matters at all. It's hard to tell because they currently have Marcus Mariota as the highest graded quarterback. So what does that tell you about anything? But the point is, people are taking notice of this Seattle Seahawks team, and people are finally starting to give them their flowers, and I think they deserve it. I think it's a little bit overdue. This is a team that people act like the Seahawks fell off. They never really fell off. They've been a winning team for a long time. I think it's just because there has been a lot of changes to the roster, people don't think of the Seahawks as this elite team. We've only had one losing season in the past, 12, 13 years? I mean, it's insane what we've been able to do. And still, right now, at 3-2, and obviously JSN looking good. But it's not a perfect roster. What is a position that is needed most, right? Is there a position that is in most need? Personally, I would say right now, it's the offensive line. I think the offensive line is probably your most need position. I get that the O-line actually hasn't been terrible this year, but it still hasn't been great. And I feel like there is a space for, if you want to go out and make a trade and try to improve the O-line, might as well, right? Might as well. Now's the time. Just go do it. Because if you wait too long, you're going to end up not having any options. The trade deadline is coming up, and if you the guy to replace is Anthony Bradford. I mean, it's very clear Anthony Bradford is the weak link on that offensive line, and it's getting to the point where it's not even a weak link. He's just not very good. Like Anthony Bradford, I'm sorry. I'm sure you are a great guy. I'm sure you're a stand-up dude. You're not. He's just not very good. And he's letting guys get past him, and he's missing assignments, and he's moving to double teams because I don't know. I really don't understand why. But there's some clips um, on TikTok of Anthony Bradford just really struggling, and PFF does agree. He has retaken his accustomed place at the bottom of PFF's offensive grades. This week he posted. This is last week. He posted the lowest mark on the team with an almost impossible 8.9 pass blocking grade to go with a 33.5 run block that came out to a 27.7 overall. Just not good. Just not good. And yeah, Sam Darnold, how about that? Highest passing grade in the NFL at number 1. That's awesome. But yeah, so the O-line, and specifically, yes, you want to get a right guard. You want to replace Anthony Bradford. I think the rest of the line is looking pretty good, but Bradford would be the one. But here's my question. Could the Seahawks benefit from a new tight end in 2025? I think they could. I think a new tight end could still be helpful. I understand credit to what AJ Barner is doing. He's done great. He's 4 touchdowns in 5 games. Like I said, second highest graded tight end in the NFL right now. But Elijah Arroyo, on the other hand, is not really progressing the way we maybe hoped he would. And I do feel like there's room for another tight end. So who could it be? Is there any teams that might be willing to trade a tight end? Well, one team that I thought of, I wonder about the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is a team that I don't think is going to do much winning. I know they like him a lot in that organization, so I think they'd be hesitant to trade him. But for the right deal, I wonder if the Browns would be at least open to moving a guy like David Njoku, because Njoku, I think he would hold some value for them. I believe that he is a player that, yeah, he definitely is valuable. What would it take, to trade for a guy like Njoku? He's 29 years old. He's been with Cleveland his whole career since 2017. Right now, 195 yards this year, 1 touchdown. His best season was with Joe Flacco back in 2023, 882 yards, 6 touchdowns that year. He was the only season he was a Pro Bowler. But Joe Flacco's gone. No more Flack show. So I just wonder if, maybe there is a room here for Seattle to kind of swoop in and grab a really good player. I don't know. Obviously, hard to know where their heads would be at. But yeah, if I was going to take on any position besides O-line, I might consider getting another tight end. Again, AJ Barnes has been great. Elijah Arroyo hasn't really been, so that would be the caveat there is you could bring in Elijah Arroyo. You could give Elijah Arroyo another person to develop behind just for this year and bring in an elite weapon. I don't know. Could David Njoku work? Well, we might talk about that a little bit more next week, but that's going to wrap things up for today. As always, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more Seahawks content. And until next time, as always, go Seahawks.